Hi, I'm Kathy Mills from Short Film Edits, and I'm here with Logan Tomanek for an interview today. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. Can we start this with you telling us a little bit about you?
For sure. As stated, I'm Logan. I grew up in Winnipeg, Manitoba, which is like the very middle of Canada. And since last August, I've moved to Vancouver, and that's where I've been doing most of my vertical work is in Vancouver. I've been acting for, oh man, how old am I? 11 years, 12 years, a long time, a long time.
Yeah,
I love it uh, so much that I've made it my career. Um,
good.
but yeah, I'm just hanging out right now.
Yeah, yeah. So, what inspired you to start acting?
Um, I always loved like performing, and just being a silly, goofy guy. I did
Mhm.
dance a lot when I was growing up. I started dancing when I was 6 years old. 5 years old. I started dancing, and that was kind of like my first instance of the arts, was doing dance. And I played a lot of sports, so I never really thought about anything else, and dance was activity. Um,
Mm.
and then as I got older, my mom was like, "You should try acting," and I was like, "Okay, let's see what this is about." So I
Yeah.
did like a couple like kids theater programs in Winnipeg. Manitoba Theater for Young People is what it was called. I believe it started there. And I liked it. It was a lot of fun. I did some summer camps. I wasn't too bad at it.
Mhm.
And from there, my mom was like, "What about like let's try film acting?" So I went to a film studio, Expressions Film Studio, which is still in Winnipeg as well. And I acted with them for 8 years, and then I taught for them for 5. I
Oh,
Yeah, and I teacher assisted for since I was like from like 13 to 21, 22 for them. But that got me in it. And then in high school, I did everything drama and musical theater that was available. So
yeah.
um, I would say dance was my gateway, and
Mm.
theater was the first love.
Oh, yeah. So, now that you've been doing teaching, is there something that you teach your students that you wish you were taught?
That I wish I was taught.
Yeah. Or,
Um, I feel like a lot of what I teach is just amalgamations of what I've been taught. I had
okay.
wonderful teachers growing up. I was so lucky to have amazing film teachers and drama teachers growing up, and theater teachers. Um, I would say if I had to give one piece of like if as a student, something I wish I took as a student that I told my
Mhm.
students to do is just relax.
Yeah.
I always told my students to just like it's like have fun. Like
Mhm.
you're here, you're portraying a thing that doesn't exist in the most exciting time of its existence. Uh,
Yeah.
have the most fun with it. So I wish I started doing that at a younger age.
Yeah, that's good advice because I think from, all experiences, we know that's easier said than done. So to have that reinforced is a good idea.
Yeah.
Yeah,
hmm
yeah. Okay, so micro dramas move fast. How do you build a character with less screen time?
Uh, you you're supporting. You're there
Mm,
to support the story and support the lead players. Um, Not all the time are you a lead player, which does like it lightens the load a little bit because I'm sure you've watched those a couple of those microdramas where the leads are doing a lot, and it translates to being on set. It's just nonstop. And I've been in those positions too where there's no time to sit down and rest. You're just going, going, going.
mm,
So as a supporting character, as a character who doesn't get as much screen time, I'm just there to try to make their job a little easier.
Yeah.
Try to make the move the scene along in a interesting way. Um, don't steal the spotlight. So I'm trying to say, as a supporting character, I try to not steal the spotlight. Spotlight. It's not on me.
Mm.
I'm trying to make it shine brighter for whoever it's on.
Yeah. Oh, that's good. I like that. All right. When you read a script, what's the first thing that makes you think, yes, I want to play this character?
Ooh, that's a good question.
Yeah.
Um, I look for a moment that isn't the climax, I think.
Okay.
And if that moment is as exciting as the climax, and I'm like, oh, there's so much to play with here. That allows me to be like, okay, there's more depth to this character than just the moment in the climax I'm in.
Yeah.
Like I can take this moment and kind of stretch that persona throughout the entire the entirety of the show.
Yeah. We love characters with a good storyline throughout the show rather than just in
Absolutely.
one moment.
We love to see growth. We love to see the parabola.
Yeah. Absolutely. Yes. Okay. What surprised you most when you first started working in the industry?
The film industry or the vertical industry?
Either way, you decide.
Okay. The film industry, lots of waiting. I didn't expect there to be as much waiting. Um, Often you set up in a shot, you'll go out, um, and you sometimes just stand there for blocking. You'll do a block,
Mm,
and then they're like, "All right, we got you. Go sit down. We're gonna go set up cameras." And you sit down for 20 minutes. You come out, you do the scene again. And they're like, okay, we're gonna flip around, and you go sit back down again, and it's
mm,
just like there's a lot of waiting. So when you get your moment, you gotta kill it because you've had this time, and you don't get too much time because they gotta go, and you
hmm
gotta bring it every moment. You gotta bring maximum effort. Um, Verticals, lot less waiting. Um,
More fast
there's a
paced.
lot more fast paced, a lot more go, 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 go. You don't get we're doing a feature film length script in a third, a quarter of the time that a feature length is being shot. So we're getting it done in a week. Um, we get 1 to 3 shots if we're lucky, 1 to 3 takes if we're lucky. So it's even more important to bring it for that one take because we got to go quick.
Yeah.
Um, so that was the big shock to me after being like in the film industry and then going to verticals. I was like, whoa, we're moving. We're
hmm
moving fast.
Yeah.
Which was took some time to adjust, but then once I got it, it was you get into a groove.
So you did theatre, yes? You said you did theatre?
Yeah.
Yep. So from going from theatre to film to verticals, what's the
hmm
biggest difference between those did you find for you?
Um, Theater, there's so much prep. There's
Mm,
so much prep before you do the thing. I would rehearse from September to December, and it would be one scene, it would be 3 scenes a day, and then you go home and you practice your lines, memorize your lines, and you come back and you rehearse again and again and again and again and again, and you just get it until you've got it, and you can do it in your sleep because you get one shot. You go on stage, if you mess up, there's no cut, there's no anything. You just gotta go.
yeah.
So you can't afford to mess up. So there's a lot more prep before doing the performance. In
Mm,
film, um, it's and especially with the audition process, you get that you can have a bit more of that repetition nowadays, especially with the like online auditions. You just and self tapes, you can do a lot more takes and put that effort and rehearsal in even before the audition as much as you can.
yeah.
Um, and then once you get on set, there's not a ton of rehearsal. You may have a table read, you may have some fittings, you may be able to meet the cast beforehand, but very rarely are you getting like days and weeks of rehearsal before you get to step in and do the thing. There's
Yeah.
certain productions that do that. And then with verticals, I'm lucky if I read the whole script sometimes before we start the production,
Yeah.
because it's just that quick of a turnaround, and that's how fast everything's moving. So it's that performance is definitely it's almost like theater. I would say verticals in a way are closer to theater than film because you kind of get that one take and then you got to go. It's not the
Yeah.
whole performance, but it's that one scene you get maybe one take of and then you got to go.
Yeah.
So I would say
Um,
verticals are almost more like theater
yeah.
than theater is like film.
Mm. So you
Yeah,
got to
but
go
film's
in
its
more
own beast.
prepared for like theater and verticals than you do for like normal film, kind
I
of.
mean, you got to go in equally as prepared because
Yeah.
you can get cast for like a film and then it's shooting in a month. So
Mhm.
now you have a month of like personal rehearsal. If they don't schedule anything, it's personally going in, doing the research on
Yeah.
the character, reading the script over and over and over again, that type of thing. So that's different with film. Whereas theater, it's like group effort, rehearse so much,
Yeah.
and then have those like 3 nights of performances, especially in high school. That's definitely how it went.
Yeah. And with like theater, you get to do it, like, especially the performances that go on for weeks. You get to do it every night. So I guess that you're like practicing every time you do it as well.
Yeah, and sometimes um your castmates are a different vibe every night and
Mm.
you have to play off that vibe and it kind of makes a different story every night, which is I think like one of the most beautiful things about theater is that it's always the same, but it's never the same.
Yeah.
Um, you can be feeling a different emotion that night, which makes more scenes heavier than others.
Hmm.
It's I love it. Like I love theater for that aspect.
Yeah. No, I'm obsessed with theater. I love like obviously watching it. It's just stunning. It's one of my favorite things to
Hmm.
do. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Okay, so you played a character, Larry Stooge, I hope I pronounced that correctly, in Dark Harvest.
Yes.
What was
Hmm.
it like being part of that production?
It was one of the most memorable times of my life. It
Mm,
was amazing. Amazing. I couldn't have asked for a better cast to be with at that time. Um,
mm,
they were just so much talent. Everybody was it was a bunch of guys from like 18 to 23 just hanging out. Like that was the vibe of being on set and even off set we would like hang out and just do karaoke or something. It
mm,
was great. Um it was amazing. And
mm.
being on set too with like David Slade, he's amazing director. He I remember the first day I was on set, I came up and I have this scene and am I allowed to swear on here?
Sure.
Sure. Okay, so the
Yeah.
first line I have like my character says in this film is I'd cut my fucking nuts off for a Twinkie, man. That's the first line I say in this film.
Lovely.
And I swear I did it 8, 9 times. Because Dave would just come up and he'd be like, "Hey, so this time we're gonna do it where you're really high on drugs." And I'm like, "Okay." And he'd come back and now he's like, "You're real like you are deprived of food. You are so hungry." And I'm like, "Okay." And you come back and you're like, "Okay, this time I want you to think." And it's just he just give something different every time. And I think
Mm,
in the film it's like the first or second take that they used.
yeah.
And but we just did this over and over, and he would do that with all of us. And it was a lot of us just kind of like playing. We it felt very
Yeah.
much like we were all just playing all the time, and it was wonderful. It was a wonderful time.
I like that because him doing that would set like a different mood for that like line every single time. So
Yeah. And it felt like that. Like I said the line, I don't think I said the line the same. I hope I
No.
didn't. I hope I
It would have
didn't.
been funny saying that line over and over again.
Yeah, the two guys I was the other Stooges, Jake Brennan and Dylan McEwen, who were with me in that scene. They're just, yeah, I don't know what was going through their heads, but I'm sure they were just like, man, just like say it, come on, we gotta move on. We get it. Like you want this Twinkie, hurry it up.
Oh gosh, that's funny. So, what was your favorite part of playing Larry?
Ooh, it was well, I he was high the whole
Mm,
movie.
okay.
I'm pretty sure there's a scene of us, the Three Stooges, were walking, and I think we're huffing glue from a bag. Um, so it's kind of the whole time I'm kind of just like, hey, what's up? Whoa, crazy! There's a monster,
Mm,
and there's like it's this big horror movie where this monster's going around killing people, and the three
mm,
of us are just high, not really caring, and we're just like, what? This is a crazy night. Um, so it's a lot of that's where like I could really just play and
mm,
do a lot of kind of very feel in the moment of what was going on.
mm.
And like I said, like everybody in the cast was so talented. It was so fun and easy to play off of everybody because we're all constantly like ad-libbing or improving a little action here and there that makes us react and adds a little bit more. And it's just, yeah, it was a lot of fun to just be loose.
Yeah, yeah. I was going to say with a character that was in like that state, you would have been able to be a lot more free rather than like strict to certain things. Yeah.
Yeah, there wasn't a lot of seriousness with Larry Stooge. He was
Yeah.
very, he was looking for those Twinkies and he was just living life.
Not that. I haven't seen it all. Like I saw it on your IMDb, but is that on YouTube? Can you watch it on YouTube?
It was on Amazon Prime. I don't know if it's
Okay.
on YouTube, but I'm pretty sure you can rent it on Amazon Prime for
Okay.
sure.
Cool. I'll have to
Yeah.
look into that because it sounds funny. All right.
Yeah,
How
it's
do
a
you
good one.
stay in character when filming pauses for lighting and camera changes?
Depends on the character. Um, if it's and depends on the scene too. If it's a more serious scene, I'll kind of stay in it. I won't talk too much to my co-stars. I'll very much zone in on my director and be like, what do we need? What do you want? What's looking good? What's not? Um, Especially for a more serious scene and what I'm trying to lock in more. If it's a if it's just like a walking and talking scene, nothing too crazy, I feel like I can slip in and out of it, not too like it's not too difficult for me. Um, which is nice.
Yeah.
It's nice that I feel like I'm able to do that. But yeah, it's if it's a serious scene, I'll definitely stay more in it in between takes and stay more in character without breaking out of it.
Yeah. It'd be hard to reach that emotion so many times if you get out
Yeah,
of it.
exactly. I'm also trying to get it. Trying to get it right at least one to three times, like within the first one to three times, because otherwise I'm gonna get
Mm.
tired and then it's just gonna start looking bad.
Yeah, yeah, I get that. Yeah, that'd be hard. Okay. What's something technical about filming that audiences might not realize affects an actor's performance?
I think I think one of the key technical things is listening.
Mm,
I think you can be in a scene and you can say words really nicely. But if you aren't reacting to what is being said to you,
mm,
um, then there's nothing. Then it becomes two people reading an audiobook. I feel like, yeah, there has to be that listening, that call and response, that give and take between two characters. Um, there's there's always going to be. a I feel like there's always going to be a winner and a loser in a scene. And
Okay.
if you don't listen and you both think you're the winner and you're not giving in to what the story demands, whether you're being a winner or a loser, then it's just not going to play. And
Yeah.
you have to listen. You have to listen. Even if it's just you, it's a big moment on you, the camera's on you, and there's things going on that you are having this moment towards. That has to show.
Mhm.
Um, so I really think listening is so important.
Yeah. It'd be a more natural response, like you said,
Hmm.
than just playing off a character. I think it's important that even if you're not in the scene at the time, it's still good to give your co-star 110% every time.
Absolutely. Absolutely. It's nice to bounce off of. And in a vertical, they'll never shoot like this way, so they're getting both of you at the same time, and very rarely will they shoot like a profile of you. So it's almost always one and one. You always know kind of when the camera's on you and not on you.
Mm,
Um, and I try to always be off to the side and giving something.
yeah.
Um, because I just know for them, because for me, it's so much easier if someone's giving that for me. But so I
Mm,
try to do the same for my co-stars.
yeah. Even if it's just like a simple eye line, even if it's
Mhm.
just that, because I know that would be helpful instead of staring at a wall, you know.
Yeah, yeah, or a giant light, and then
Yep.
you're going blind.
Yes. Yes. Okay. How aware are you of the camera when performing, or do you adjust for it, or do you try to ignore it?
I feel like you can. I feel like it's hard to ignore it.
Mm,
I feel like you should always at least somewhat be aware of where the camera is. I think that's where me like having a bit of a theater background really helps because as a on a stage, you always know where the audience is. It's very big. They're very, very in front of you, and you're always trying to play towards them because they've come to see you and come to see your performance. Um, Same with a camera. I think even if it's at your back, you're playing to the camera
mm,
because the camera is the audience and you should always be playing towards them. So I think you have to always have an awareness of where it is and always be trying to give it something.
mm. Yeah, that's fair. I guess you, even when the camera's not on you, it's good to know like where it is so when it's coming back to you. Because do you get does it normally cut before it comes back to you? Do you get warning or does it just go back?
So in the verticals I've done, it usually just cuts. Usually
Okay.
they'll be kind of like one person will do all those lines, cut, we flip around, then we get my side. And so I'll definitely know it's on me. For other films I've done, it's been if we have a wide shot, if we have a tracking shot, um, and I'm in the scene, I just have to assume that it's on me.
Mm,
I just always assume that the camera sees me, so I'm always just going full out. Because
okay.
unless someone tells me the camera is not on you,
Yeah.
then I will just assume it's on me,
Okay.
which I think is
So
a
going,
safe thing for everybody to do.
I was about to say that. I think that's a safe thing to do. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Um, what's an acting technique or approach that's changed the way you perform on screen?
Hmm. Trying to think of anything I've gotten recently. Um, I got something recently which is like very staple for film acting, but again, I naturally drift to theater whenever I'm stressed or unsure of what I'm doing. Um, but I got a note that was I do I'm sure you could tell through this even I do a lot of hand gestures and
Hmm.
I do a lot of I gesture a lot. And
I do the same.
I was told to not do that.
Yeah.
in film, which makes sense. We want to see all of this motion here. We want to just see it all here and contain it. Um, and I think through working on that, through just auditions I've had recently and whatnot, I've seen like subtleties that didn't exist before, and I like it. I think it's working. So that's probably a recent note I've gotten that would definitely enhance any acting I do in film. It's
Yeah, I
just
mean, I completely get that.
don't show.
I do a lot of hand gestures myself. Um, and then I've been told, like in interviews that I'm doing like this, don't do that. Don't do as many hand gestures because, my hands are everywhere. So I'm just like, okay, I'm just going to put them down here and talk. But then in
Exactly. Yeah,
some,
and it's
yeah, some
go
scenes you
ahead, go
need
ahead.
hand gestures. So,
Yeah, yeah, and again, it depends on the characters you're playing. But for me, it's
mm,
like a personal like it's like almost like a tick that I have whenever I act. I'm just always doing this, trying to show
mm,
everything. And it's a
yeah,
note I've gotten forever and one that I've just recently like been given. Um, and it's that. It's just the put your hands down, act with the camera for the most part is here. Just
yeah.
act here.
Yeah,
So,
I feel like sometimes when we do hand gestures, it's our way of trying to get the point across more. It's like,
mhm.
you may not be listening to me, but my hand is showing how much this means to me. So maybe.
Yeah, exactly. And I think in theater that's more important, but in
Mm,
film, contain it here.
yeah.
Gotta contain it here.
Yeah, well, in theater, it's, you don't, unless you're like on the front row, you still don't get that shot. If you're way back, you don't
Yeah,
see that.
exactly. You gotta perform to the people in the back. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, I
Whereas
get that.
whereas in film, everybody's up front. Everybody's like sitting on the stage with you, it feels
Yeah,
like. So,
yeah, we're like
yeah.
practically on the opposite side of the camera. So,
Hmm. Exactly.
yeah.
Exactly.
All right. What's your process for working with a director when shaping a scene?
Um, Normally I'll ask. Uh, yeah, I'll ask before we do the scene. We'll do a rehearsal. I hope to do a rehearsal most of the time.
Yeah.
And if we do a rehearsal, then that's like I feel safe pausing mid-scene and be like, okay, so this happens. How do you, I was thinking of doing this. Is that okay? Do you want me to do it like that? Do you want me to do something different? Um, just communication, a lot of communication, as much as I can without pestering. Um,
Yeah.
and I will also just do the idea I have, um, and hope that they like it.
Yeah.
And if they don't, if they want to change it, my job is to be all ears, and I always am. And I'm like, let's collaborate and figure out how we can make this look great together.
Hmm. Yeah. I find a lot of things that are written can be misinterpreted or not taken the way that it's meant to. So it's good to
Hmm.
like, you go in doing one thing, but like you said, the director could want something completely different, and every scene could be played out a different way depending on what you're thinking at the time.
Exactly. Yeah. It's
Yeah.
it's tricky sometimes, but
Mm,
that's why they're there is to help us figure it out.
exactly. Yes. All right. Is there anything you want anybody to know about you or your work?
Oh boy. Uh, Lots. Um, uh, oh man, I'm trying to think. If anybody needs anything done or has a character that is athletic, I will most likely be able to do it.
Okay.
I can do pretty much anything athletic. I'm trying to learn how to skate a bit better.
Mm,
I'm a little rusty, but hey, shows like Heated Rivalry show you that you don't need to be able to skate in order to get a
love that
part.
show.
They'll teach you how to skate. It is great. It's so great. It's so
Mm,
great. But
yeah.
they look great. Like they look great. Neither of them knew how to skate. Well, skate
No.
well, and then they taught them, and they look great. They look great for what you need them. But if you need anything like cool done, even stunts, I can do that.
Hmm. Yeah.
Anybody out there who's working on something. I got
Love
you.
that. I saw an
I got
interview
you.
with Connor saying that he thought he did well skating, and then he looked back at it and went, "Oh no,
Yeah,
it
I
was
saw.
something."
I saw no, I'm like, y'all look. Hey, and it looked great. It looked fine. Could
Yep,
never tell.
that's why the
Like I
whole
knew
crew
when
is
you
important.
exactly. I'm like I knew when you cut away to make it not you.
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
I
yeah.
know when you brought it to Frozen, but that wasn't the point.
No, no.
Wasn't the point of the
I
show.
I think
So
the whole
it's okay.
storyline takes away from those little tiny nuances of that. So,
Exactly. Yeah.
yeah. Is there anything you want casting directors to see in you that maybe they haven't yet?
Um, that that I'm a talented young lad who's going to do a great
Mm.
job. No. Man, like I want them to see everything. It's hard. It's hard to get across that like all the things I can do and will bring to the table, and it's even tougher these days without being in a room to show off your personality. It's hard. It's hard. Um, because when I was in Winnipeg, we did a lot of in-person auditions, and I just grew up with the casting director. They knew who I was, and they would like I felt like the roles I got submitted for a lot of the time were very me because they just knew
Mm.
who I was, and they're like, and it's gonna work. And it's hard these days because yeah, you don't get to go in unless you kind of get a call back and be like, hey, this is
Mm.
me. Nice to meet you. How are you? Like, um, hope you like what I do. But it's
Mm.
it's really hard to say like I have a resume and it says everything that I can do. It says I can dance, I can act, it
Yeah.
says I can play sports, it says I can do this and this and that. I just hope they read it. Like
Yeah.
it's the most I can ask for, really.
Yeah. Because you put all that up on Actors Access, don't you?
Yeah, Actors Access, and
Yeah.
then there's a I think Canadian casting website. I believe it's just Canadian, called Casting Workbook as well.
Okay.
That same concept, same thing. Um,
Yeah.
yeah, and I put up as much as I can. I put up everything I can do, and I just hope it fits into somewhere.
Do you have the opportunity to put like self-tapes and reels up on that, or is it just like writing?
Uh, I have the opportunity on both websites to put up a demo reel, I believe,
Okay.
which I'm working on getting clips for right now. But
Hmm.
we'll
Yeah.
we'll get there. We'll get there.
Yeah, I think that'll give them the opportunity. It's still not an in-person audition, obviously, but it'll give them a little bit more of an idea of who you are.
Yeah, I hope so. I hope so.
I hope so. Yes, absolutely. Okay, what do you think separates a good performance from a great one?
Um, truth, and honesty in what you're doing.
Hmm.
Um, I think if you believe the things you're saying and the things you're hearing while acting, it's just gonna come across. Uh, it's it's really hard, and this is another thing I don't think people sometimes get while watching movies. It's really hard to think as your character, I find personally, and process things as your character. Um, I find I slip into the pattern of processing things as myself in my character. So how would I feel about this situation? And then I react as my character and it just doesn't connect. And I just think that's a hard thing to do is to really just like let yourself go and be in it.
Yeah.
But I think if you can do that and just believe what you're doing and it's truthful um and real, then yeah, I think it's gonna be great.
Yeah, yeah. I was speaking to somebody a little while ago and they said it's hard to be 100% into anything, really, because there's
Hmm.
anything you do, it's hard to be completely present. Like with so many distractions, it's, you got to like really try to just be present in that one moment and it wouldn't be easy.
No, no, especially when yeah, you have to be present in that moment, and then it's you hop into the next, or even
Mm.
in the case of especially working on verticals with how I mentioned it's a quick turnover, and you don't
Yeah.
get too much time to read the script and develop a character. You're sometimes on the fly, just being like, what am I, what am, as your character, you're like, what am I doing here? What
Mm.
is what is my goal? What's happening? How do I feel? And
Yeah.
it's tough when it's a quick turnaround.
Yeah. And especially if you don't have much preparation time.
Absolutely.
Okay, so how do you make similar roles feel unique?
Ooh, it's just you got to look at the environment. You got to look at who the characters around you, where you're set in now. Um, and I do think like developing that backstory, making it as just creating a different life for them as opposed to someone else. That can be very similar. I have friends who are very similar to me, but there's little nuances that each of us have that separates us and develops our opinions in certain ways, and it's you just gotta find those little things like that.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. Is there a character you've played that you still think about? And if so, what made that role stick with you?
Ooh. Um, honestly, honestly, I do think about playing Larry Stooge sometimes still. Do think about playing him. He's a fun guy. He
Yeah.
was just he was he yeah, no, I probably him the most, I would say.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of other things because I've if I'm thinking of everything, probably I also played um Wadsworth and Clue
Mhm.
for theater. And that is to me one of the best things I've ever done. And I love it. Oh my gosh, he's just such a fun character. And no, like knowing what I know now about acting and having the tools I have now, if I could go back and do that role again, oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. It would be even more absurd than I made it before.
Yeah.
Um it's probably that I think about my theater characters a lot because it was at a time where I wasn't incredibly as skilled as an
Hmm.
actor, and I feel like if I could take the tools I have now and go back and play those characters, it would be certainly a different performance,
Yeah.
but I think a better one. So that
Yeah.
him for sure, and then I always wonder what would have happened because I was in my last year, grade 11 year, in my grade 11 year, or my year 11 when COVID hit
Oh, yeah.
and we were supposed to do Hello Dolly for the musical, and I
Hmm.
was Cornelius, and I never got to play him. And
Wow.
I've always kind of wondered what that would have been like, being able
Yeah.
to bring that to the stage. So I think those two characters I think about more than anything else.
Yeah. Well,
In
hopefully you get the
terms of
chance to play that character one day.
yeah, hopefully I'd have to improve a little bit as a singer to play Cornelius, but yeah,
Oh,
yeah, it would be lovely to play those again.
yeah, absolutely. All right, I have two more questions. What's your
All right.
funniest moment on set?
Oh, oh man. Oh, that's a good question. I'm trying I'm trying to think of anything that's been comedic on set because most like when I try to make most things comedic on set. That's the
Hmm.
thing. It's like I'm always having a good time and making stupid jokes. Um, Man, that's a tough question. I'm really drawing a blank here. I think personally funny. I think I probably ate about seven bowls of Lucky Charms on a set one day.
Oh,
I thought that was, I was just like, I was laughing at myself every time they gave me a new bowl. I'm like, oh my goodness. No, not Lucky Charms, it's Fruit Loops. It's Fruit Loops. I ate
oh
about
gosh.
seven bowls of Fruit Loops. And I was just
Wow.
like, oh my goodness, we're going.
Mm.
Um, and yeah, I was like, surely we're done. And they're like, hey, they want you eating more in this scene. And I'm like, ugh,
Oh.
all right, let's do it. Let's do it. Give me more. And then we did the scene like three times, four times on my coverage. And I was just eating. I ate so much cereal that day. And it was like, it was a later shoot too. So it was
Yeah.
probably, that was my dinner. My dinner was just seven bowls of Fruit Loops.
Mm.
And I thought
So
that was funny,
nutritious.
personally. I think everybody else was kind of laughing too. They're like, oh my
Yeah.
God, this kid has just got to eat so many Fruit
Yeah.
Loops.
And having to eat Fruit Loops, ugh, I couldn't like.
I luckily like them.
I liked them as a child when we thought it was a treat, and now it's just like sugar. It's
It's
just
so
sugar.
sugary. I felt it after.
Mm,
I was laying in my bed like, oh, just so I fell asleep real quick because I was just like, it's so much.
yeah.
Yeah.
You'd think like with sugar, it like will keep you awake, but it gives you like an instant burnout once it's gone. So
Oh my, yeah, during shooting, I was like, this is, yeah, I'm electric.
yeah.
And then, then I got home and I'm like, bedtime
Yeah.
immediately.
And then you're like, I'm not eating Fruit Loops again for a month.
No, that was me with Twinkies. Honest, after I filmed Dark Harvest and I had that line, a bunch of my
Hmm.
friends watched the movie. And every time I showed up to a party, a like little gathering, someone brought me a box of Twinkies. And even for Christmas, my family got me Twinkies for like
Yeah.
Christmas. And I don't even like these. Like
Mhm.
y'all gotta chill out. But I was like, I ate them because I was polite.
Yeah.
And like they weren't bad. I won't lie. Like they were a nice treat here and then. But I'm so sick of Twinkies. If someone gives me another Twinkie, I'm like, no, no.
Yeah.
I'll eat whatever else you have.
That's another experience I haven't had. I've never tried one, so I wouldn't know.
A Twinkie,
No.
it's sugar wrapped in sugar.
Yeah, so no.
Uh, it's crazy.
They're like cake things, aren't they? They're like a cake?
Yeah, it's like a cake with icing in the middle. But the cake
Okay.
is super sugary, and then the icing is so sugary.
Ugh,
It's like the most artificial sugary icing you can imagine. And it's
okay.
just, yeah,
Mm,
yeah, it's crazy.
yeah, not for me. Not for me.
Yeah, I
Okay.
ate too many of those.
All right. If you could relive, actually, I think you've already answered this, but we'll try and go for a different answer now. If you could go back and relive a single day of your career, which day would you pick?
Ooh, um, a single day. Hmm. Yeah, I kind of answered that. I have to go. I'm digging. I'm digging for something that's not a bit more obscure, a bit more
Hmm.
like pivotal. Um, Preferably on set, yeah. Preferably a day on set, or just
Yeah, if you
of
want.
involving film or
Anything you
whatnot.
want to do, just a day that meant a lot to you that you would go back and relive if you could.
I think I think I would go back and relive my I think I would go back and relive my last day on Dark Harvest
Hmm.
and tell myself if I could tell myself something and like relive it as I am now, I would tell myself to not take a break because I
Okay.
did Dark Harvest and then I didn't act for 3 years. I took a break and didn't do it.
Okay.
I didn't audition. I didn't do anything. I I went to school and it wasn't for me.
Mm,
And I think I would go back to that last day on Dark Harvest and tell myself to do it again. Keep doing it.
mm,
Keep auditioning, keep trying, keep going for it.
yeah.
Cause I, yeah, it's 3 years. I just wasn't in it. I wasn't doing any of it. Um,
Mm,
and I wish I had. I wish I
yeah.
had.
You
So
know, there are so many
probably
moments
that moment.
in our lives where we wish that we could go back and change something, but then I also believe we wouldn't be who we are today if we changed that. And that's not always a positive or a negative. So,
Right. Yeah,
mm,
exactly. But probably that moment. If I really had to relive it as I am now, that moment.
yeah. Do you think that you would go back and like audition more for a certain thing, like theater or film, or which one would you prefer?
Both. I think I may have taken a different route in school even. I may have
Mm,
done straight strictly theater,
yeah.
theater and film as opposed to education and like a kinesiology branch as well, which I learned a lot from for both of those instances, but I think I would have just taken a different route. And yeah, I would have been auditioning for theater and film constantly, like all the time.
Ye- Yeah. Oh, well, that's good. Oh, well. Well, thank you so much for having this interview with me today. I appreciate it.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me.
Anytime. It was lovely to meet you, and I'll talk to you again very soon.
Sounds good. Yeah, lovely to meet you as well.
Thank you.